Welcome to On the Bench LFC. Thank you for joining me as always. In today's show, I am joined by Eagle's Uncle Dave. Thank you for joining me today, Dave. In this one, we are going to be talking about transfers. Obviously, the transfer window, we've already signed a big signing in the shape of the beast, Fabinho. I'm going to get started straight away with this one by saying he has been an outstanding signing for us, Dave. What is your views on him? You know, how Liverpool have gone about doing this behind closed doors without anyone knowing. Apparently it was going on for a couple of months. Thank you for joining me, everyone that's joined on live stream. If you're not watching live and you're watching the replay, let us know what you make of it in the comments. But Dave, how good have Liverpool been in signing Fabinho?
Well, good afternoon, Daz, and good afternoon to everyone that's tuned in. This was well under the radar. Nobody picked up on this, even the respected journalists around. Nobody saw it. Fabinho himself, he signed 1st of July 2015 for €6 million to Monaco. He'd had an on-off transfer loan history with Monaco, but eventually he went to Monaco. He started off as a right-back. But then he's been developed and nurtured by them. He now can play centre midfield, defensive midfield. Initially, it's £39 million. 43.7 is reported with add-ons. So he's a very, very, very highly respected footballer throughout the world. But the Brazilian captain himself, Thiago Silva, he said he's a really smart and really technical player, and I'm sure he'll get adapted to the Premier League as soon as he arrives there. He's changed position at Monaco. He was a right back and he's now a midfielder. I don't know how Liverpool are thinking of using him, but I think they can use him in both positions. So I see him playing very defensively as our stopper, enforcer, either alongside Hendo, if we want to play a real strong defensive core, or on his own, allowing the two other midfield players that play alongside him to go forward. He's strong. He's technically strong. He's quick. He likes a tackle. I've seen many of the videos that are out there on YouTube and showing that he does like a tackle. He's very tall guy. I think he's 6'3". So add to that, he scored 19 out of 20 penalties. So for this, we're getting a very, very, very good player, Daz.
Yeah, I was made up with this. I mean, yeah, when I heard that this was about to happen, I did a video on this because I saw this kind of come out of the blue, and I was like, "Are you joking me?" I was like, "This isn't going to happen," you know. My phone was going mad, like. Gavin, it was a shame because Gavin was meant to be joining us today, guys, on this chat, but he had a malfunction with his headset. But yeah, you guys are normally the ones that help me keep up to date with all these transfer rumours and stuff. Everyone was messaging me going, "Daz, this looks like it's got some grounds. Like we need to get on this, you know." And I was like, "Where's this come from?" And all of a sudden, I was like, "No way. He's going to United, isn't he?" Next minute, I was like, looking into this, he's going to be a Liverpool player. I was like, this is happening. He's going to be a Liverpool player. It was within an hour to an hour and a half. Fabinho, you know, Liverpool are linked with him. Liverpool are trying to negotiate a deal. Next minute, boom. Fabinho is a Liverpool player. It's not an Anfield lean, but it pretty much was an Anfield lean. You know, his wife celebrating the move, him celebrating. Everything went so quick. And I'm hoping that his bedding in period at Liverpool goes as quick as well, because like you say, he's outstanding at penalties. You know, he will be, I reckon, the most deep line player of our midfield. But his capabilities of travelling with the ball forwards, I think Henderson, one of the questions that people are saying is, does this free up Jordan Henderson of moving more advanced in midfield? Because I've said Jordan Henderson doesn't suit playing a holding midfielder for me, but I think Fabinho does that role better than what Jordan Henderson does as well. He travels with a ball better than what Henderson does. So I don't know. For me, Fabinho has it all. You know, he can play right back, like you were saying. We've got ourselves a very good player for the first real signing. Of course, we signed that youngster that had a trial with us as well. But our first real signing of transfer window, what a start by Liverpool. Yes, I will be reading the comments, guys, for those of you that are putting it there. We will be answering questions as well. Yeah, Fabinho, he's going to fit nicely with how Klopp likes to play, with how Liverpool like to play on the front foot. He is a beast. He is solid in the tackle. He's very good at travelling with the ball. He's very good at picking a pass. He can cover a few positions. Is Klopp looking at versatile players in this window? That is my question to you, Dave. Fabinho can play more than one position. I think towards the end of last season, we saw the injuries we saw in the Champions League final. We could have done with players a more strength on the bench. You know, players that can play more positions, that Klopp can call on to say, look, I haven't got a winger in this game. I need someone that can play midfield, that can play that winger spot just as good. Is that what Klopp's looking to identify in his targets in this window as well?
I think he is. I think it's not only in this window. I think this is what he's done previously. He does like players that can play in a number of positions. You know, you look at Salah. Salah can play right across the front. Mane, Firmino. Firmino is now a number 9, as we call it. But he can play a number 10. He can play along the front. So those three up front can play in any of the positions there. You look back, the likes of Trent. Trent's been used right side of midfield. He does like that, and this Fabinho can play right back. I posted in on the Facebook page. I wouldn't be surprised to see him playing alongside Virgil van Dijk, because imagine the size of him. He's comfortable with the ball. He's good in the air. He can read the game. Defensive midfielder. He's got everything there. One of the guys wrote just a comment. I think it was Blue Tick Gaming. Just to reply to that, he's scored 19 out of 20. He actually missed a penalty on the 12th of April in the Champions League. So there you go. Just to clarify that. But yeah, he's very good at penalties.
Yeah, it's something that, you know, before the Champions League final, we was all talking about, have Liverpool got penalty takers? James Milner can take a penalty, we know that. But the experience we was talking about, have we got people that can take penalties and stuff in the big games? We've now signed a player that has got a record of scoring penalties as well, added to the squad. I think in this window as well, Klopp needs to bring in someone. We know the links with Fekir, but bring in set-piece takers as well. You know, if we start to look at some of the key areas, we need set-piece takers, we need penalty takers. These are all things that can help you win games. And next year with the Premier League, trying to win the Premier League and trying to win these cups and trying to win silverware, you need penalty takers. You need people that can score you free kicks. Because in these games where teams sit back and defend like they like to do against Liverpool, these are the sort of players that can help you win them games, help you get the 3 points in the league, help you win silverware. And I think that is also something that Klopp may have identified as something that Liverpool haven't maybe had for a few years. You know, Coutinho was a free kick specialist for Liverpool. Suarez was before that. But when Suarez went, it took a little while for Coutinho to kind of step up to be the free kick specialist. Then he started scoring quite good free kicks. Then he left, and then now it's like Van Dijk can take a free kick, Trent can take a free kick, Salah seems to take free kicks, but we haven't really got someone that, when we get a free kick around the box, you go, right, this is going to be a goal. So that's the next sort of target that I would like to see Liverpool try and get in this window. But, you know, the title of the video is, should Liverpool spend big on a goalkeeper? So we will get to that in a minute. But a question for you guys in the live chat, for anyone that's watching, and for you, Dave, who should be the next, or who will be the next player that Liverpool bring in? For me, it's got to be someone that can cover as a free kick specialist. And I will say Fekir, because I absolutely love him. But for you, Dave, who do you think will be in next, and who would you like to see coming next?
I'd love to see either a really good goalkeeper or Fekir. I don't think we're that far away now. I think we're maybe 2, 3, 4 players away from what Klopp would like to see. to give a serious challenge for the Premier League. And to dominate Europe, because we're now seeing Real Madrid as good as they were, and to be fair, they were very good. We've seen them dominating Europe for a long time, but now they're coming to the end of the setup that they have. It'd be nice to be able to say that we're going to be the new team to take the Champions League on. We'll see. But I think Klopp's about 3, maybe 4 players away from that. You bring in a world-class goalkeeper, and that's what we've got to do, bring in a world-class goalkeeper and someone that is a Coutinho replacement, someone that is exceptional on the ball, got everything, and can take free kicks, and Fekir can. I know you want to talk about Fekir, and I think your plan was to talk about that later on, but I think Fekir is going to be the key outside and on the field. I think he's the one that's going to cross all the T's and dot the I's and finish off our attacking side, because the guy is exceptional. He can play anywhere across the front 4. He can play right or left. He can play up front. He's played the 9 and the 10, as they say nowadays. So he can play anywhere. For me, I'd like to see Fekir brought in before the World Cup.
Yeah, I think I see a few comments in a live stream, and a few people have said to me, the World Cup could stop us from getting a few targets, because you see, like with the likes of Fekir, Leon could be like, we don't want to sell before the World Cup. Over Alisson, Roma saying we're not interested before the World Cup. Teams, of course, are not going to want to sell their best players before the World Cup, because they're hoping that their best players have a decent World Cup and that ups their value. But with the likes of Liverpool, who have got the spending power, to really sign these top players, if Liverpool which I think we're going to be aggressive, Liverpool have kind of got this where we could say, we're willing to meet you kind of in the middle here. Like, we're willing to give you a good fee for these players, but not after the World Cup. If you want a good amount of money for this player, we'll give you over what we think they're worth, but before the World Cup. We're not going to be held prisoner for these players, We want them, and we want them now, because a lot of teams may just go, oh yeah, that's too much money. But will Klopp now turn around and go, these are the players that I want to FSG, go and get them for me? He did it with Van Dijk, he did it with Naby Keita, and Liverpool did that. They got them players, they got who Klopp wanted, they did everything to get them, and I thought it was really good. Now, I believe that was probably what happened with Fabinho as well, because we didn't know nothing about that. Klopp, has probably said, this is what we need, go and get him. And these players are also turning down the other top clubs that have gone in for them. So I believe when Klopp identifies a player that he wants, Liverpool go all out for them. So this is why I'm adamant that Fekir, no matter what is being said about after the World Cup and stuff, if Klopp has identified him as a target, Liverpool will do everything within their power without being ripped off to try and make it happen before the World Cup. If Alisson is a top goalkeeper target, Liverpool will try everything without being ripped off.
Yep.
To speak about the goalkeepers, Dave, let's get onto the goalkeepers quickly. But I saw, Michael, you said any updates on Salah. There is an update, mate. It doesn't look like he'd be fit for their first game against Uruguay, but hopefully he should be fit to play in their second game against Russia. That's the update for Mohamed Salah, guys. But yeah, let's start talking about the goalkeeper situation, because a lot of people are saying, should we start looking at the goalkeeper coach at Liverpool? Because Karius was highly rated before he came into Liverpool. I was excited about Karius joining Liverpool. I was aware of him before he came in. Very good goalkeeper. With everything that's gone on recently and stuff, Liverpool need to go out there and spend big on a goalkeeper. For me personally, what's your views on it, Dave?
Definitely, 100%. You only had to watch the Champions League final, but also you had to watch Liverpool in the games that they played over the past year. For the first half of the season, Klopp had changed between Mignolet, Karius. There was no set rhythm, and a goalkeeper needs stability. But a back four and a defensive core needs stability. We didn't have that, and it wasn't until Virgil van Dijk came in that we started seeing a vast improvement defensively. But when you look at that vast improvement, it only takes the Champions League final events to show that a goalkeeper is worth millions if it's a good goalkeeper. And a young, inexperienced goalkeeper who has been prone to mistakes in the past, I think the event was too big for him. I don't think he's a big enough player at this moment. Now, touching about the defensive coach, that can make a difference. That can really make a difference. Obviously, John Achterberg is very, very highly respected at the club. So I don't see a change there. Whether or not I want to see a change, I don't see it. He's very highly respected at the club, and I've seen that in a number of comments. As far as our goalkeepers are concerned, Bogdan's contract is going to be terminated, according to the Telegraph. Yeah. Karius is being offered out to Rimini, Italian third-tier football club. Mignolet has seen surplus to requirements for the past 3 or 4 months. So they are 3 of the goalkeepers, that it leaves us with nothing. It leaves us with nothing. So that, to me, tells me that someone is coming in. Someone has got to come in. And I think both from those pieces of information, but also what we want and what we know we need. So what are the players that are out there? Oblak, Alisson, and Donnarumma. To break it down, Oblak, £87 million, 100 million buyout. Now, I posted a thread on the forum, and that was from information that I gleaned from 3 other websites. Those were websites that I'd respected. Right, they said that he'd signed a contract extension. He has not. He has not signed a contract extension. It's still €100 million buyout. And reports that are out there are saying that Liverpool are prepared to meet that 100 million. The other guy is Alisson Becker, valued at around about 50 million, 55 million. Again, reports in the media now saying that Roma have said that they want £79 million now. Otherwise, they're going to wait until after the World Cup, and his value is going to go up. Klopp wants him. He's Klopp's number 1 goalkeeping choice, and that's from James Pearce. The other guy is Donnarumma. Donnarumma, 19-year-old, plays for AC Milan. His agent, Mino Raiola, has tried to get him out of AC Milan for a while now. Exceptional talent. And one report that came out was that Donnarumma himself had turned down a €60 million deal to go to Liverpool. How much of that is true, I don't know. But apparently, it's caused a lot of friction between his agent and Donnarumma. I think something's gonna have to give there. The last part I'll just throw in there for you, Daz, is that Buffon, according to Corridello Sport, through the Daily Mirror, is signing a 2-year deal with PSG.
Yeah,
that's what I've got for you.
Yeah, thank you very much, mate. I believe that Buffon was going to end up going to PSG. Back when we first saw the reports of him linking Liverpool to Buffon, I thought, I could see him quite happily joining PSG to see out the rest of his career. My head with the goalkeeper situation is I don't see Karius leaving. I really don't. I don't see him being offered out by Liverpool. I see some of the rumours about him being offered out. I don't know whether I believe them personally. I think, for me, Karius will still have a future at the club. Whether Klopp has said to him now, look, you need to have a bit of time, out of the number one spot. You need to try and work yourself back into that number one spot. Will Klopp stick with Karius as number one? I don't know, because Klopp could be very stubborn on this. But for me personally, go out there, get yourself an absolute diamond of a goalkeeper. Alisson for, what is it, 87 million or whatever it was? It was 79 million, wasn't it? They're saying
79, yeah.
79 million they want for Alisson. If Oblak is out there for 88 million, spend the extra 10, 11 million. Try and sign Oblak. I don't know what his situation is there with Atletico, because there was rumours that he had signed a contract extension. Now they're saying that Atletico never confirmed that. So there are rumours suggesting that apparently he wanted to keep his options open. So he's held off on extending a contract with him. That's very interesting. Would he sign for Liverpool? I would like to think that of course he would, because I'm a Liverpool supporter. I would love it if Oblak come. He is my favourite keeper in the world. So anyone that asks me who's better, Alisson or Oblak, who would I prefer? Oblak all day long. Oblak is a more well-rounded goalkeeper for me. People are saying, but who would suit Liverpool? Of course Oblak. He's better. He's better all round. If Liverpool are going to spend big on a goalkeeper, you go and you get the best option. If he will not join you, you then go to the next best option. If that won't join you, you'll then go to the next best one. The Donnarumma reports with him turning down Liverpool. If he doesn't want to join Liverpool, then I think he's too big for his own boots, to be honest, because he's still young. He still makes errors. I see Liverpool maybe looking at him for one for the future, maybe. But is he any better than Danny Ward could be for us as a number two or whatever? I don't know. Danny Ward hasn't been given a chance at Liverpool. I rate Danny Ward. I really do. And I know I'm not the only one to say that as well. I think a lot of people have said that Danny Ward's good. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that Danny Ward is up there with Donnarumma at all. But what I'm saying is, I don't like the idea that Donnarumma thinks he's too good for Liverpool. If that's the case, then I don't want to see us link with him again. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, for me, go all out. Try and get Oblak. If he doesn't want to come, Alisson is a top keeper as well. What I don't want to see Liverpool do is go and try and sign someone like Butland or around that similar sort of fee to compete with Karius, because you want to bring in a top goalkeeper that will be number one for many years, and then Karius learns off them, because we don't know how Karius is going to react to that Champions League. That could be career ending for a goalkeeper. You've seen other goalkeepers speak about it. You've seen how, from that situation, even some goalkeepers are saying that maybe the way Klopp likes to play could mess goalkeepers up because of his footwork and things like that. I don't agree with any of that. I think as a goalkeeper, if you put a number one goalkeeper in there that is worthwhile, is good, that Champions League final could have been different. So go and spend big on that first. I love Fekir, and for me, I would love Fekir to come in. But if you said to me now, sign Oblak or sign Fekir, you have to pick. Oblak would change Liverpool's future a lot more than what Fekir would for me right now. But I would love to know what you guys are making of all that. If you had to pick between Fekir or a top goalkeeper, let me know, because I know Fekir is a big one as well. Anyway, moving on. We could talk about Fekir in a minute, but the rumours, Dave. Lewandowski wants to leave Bayern Munich. Everyone has been talking about a plan B or go out there and sign a striker in this window. Lewandowski wants to leave Bayern Munich. What are you making of this? Would you sign him in the summer? Should Liverpool add him to the target list?
I don't see why not. I think he's a world-class striker. Whether or not he'd fit into the methodology and the way that Liverpool under Klopp play, I don't know. I don't know what the fee is either. I haven't seen a great deal of it. I actually saw earlier on the first glimpse of a report coming out, but he would have to be the number one striker. He would have to be the lead up front. Again, it's whether or not he'd come to us as well. I really don't know. I'd like to see him. I'd like to see him in a red shirt of Liverpool, though. It would definitely sell some shirts.
Yeah, for me, I mean, he spoke before about he would play under Jurgen Klopp again. Klopp, he knows him as a player. For me, I'm looking at that striker position. I spoke about it before on the channel. Klopp wanted to bring Brewster up towards the first team next year. We don't know what the situation is there. But if Lewandowski's on the market, Liverpool wants to win the Premier League. They want to be competing again, have a good run in the Champions League and win it. They want to win silverware. Of course, Liverpool's got to be one of the clubs that are in the mix to try and sign Lewandowski, especially with the Klopp link. That's got to be a big factor in trying to bring him in. But I would hate to think that he would come in and replace someone like Firmino. I don't see that happening. Do you know what I mean? So would he maybe snub us because of the first team football is what I'm saying. But Lewandowski coming in and rotating with Bobby, that's what dreams are made of, guys, for next year, isn't it? It really is. Right, what else have we got here? So let's talk about Fekir a little bit, mate. Obviously with the latest stuff going on, Fekir, 1 minute Leon saying he's not for sale at all. Next minute they're saying he is. A lot of people are messaging me, you, the other guys that are working on the channel as well, daily about, is he coming? Is he not coming? Where's your head at with it, Dave? Is Fekir going to be a Liverpool player, do you think? Or do you think maybe now his head's been swayed? Do you think he might end up moving to a different club?
I think that the one thing out of all of this, as we can guarantee, is that there has been contact between the club and Fekir and Leon. There has been something happening. There's definitely been some kind of contact. Now, initially, everything started coming out of France. That contact had come from Liverpool. Liverpool said nothing. They stayed out of it, and it's what you expect. You only have to look at Fabinho. Nothing. We heard nothing, and bang, he's there. So in all of this, Liverpool Football Club have remained silent, and they're not going to talk about it, right? So the only thing you can get is what's being written in the press, and I don't think the press know as much as they'd like to make out they know, and as much as they'd like us to think that they know. What we can say is that there has been contact, and he's got to be interested. He's got to be interested. Having seen what we can do, what we can give him, he's bound to be getting a wage increase. He's going to be playing alongside the most exciting attacking force in football today. That's it. Firmino, gosh, the names are going down. Firmino, Salah and Mane. You put yourself in with that mould. Wow, what a creative force you've got. We're a massive club, and you only have to look at Fabinho, who's just come in, and the positive things he's been saying since he arrived. It's the next level, isn't it? So, what do I think's going to happen? I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know whether it's going to be before or after. I could say, oh yeah, it's going to be this Friday, but I don't know, and I don't think anyone knows, other than maybe 5 or 6 people that are sat in a room with him now, talking to him, because I reckon he is. Yeah,
I was going to say exactly the same thing. There's a lot of whisper, there's a lot of talk about Liverpool are going to be announcing another player before the end of the week. I don't know, because a lot of people are highlighting that to me, saying, do you believe that, Daz? I believe that because no one had a clue about Fabinho coming in, I believe that everyone's kind of got caught up in the hype that Liverpool managed to get that, all done behind closed doors. So everyone's like, oh, well, if they did that, then they're already going to be aggressive. They've said that, there's going to be another one announced. Last night, everyone was sitting there on Twitter waiting for something like Fekir to be announced and stuff. There was something yesterday suggesting that Liverpool were close to agreeing a 70 million deal for Fekir or something. It's close, but on my channel, I've been updating everyone so much about the Fekir stuff, because I promised everyone I would, but it's took twists, it's took turns. Something that I can sit here and honestly say that I do believe is that Fekir is a target. it has been closely discussed between the clubs, but can we sit here and honestly say that Fekir will definitely be a Liverpool player, you know, this summer? You can't ever say that in football. Fekir could honestly turn around and say, I'm not interested now. He could stay at Lyon. He could honestly turn around and say, I want to go to another club. But what I'm looking at with it is, if Klopp has identified Fekir as one of his main targets, as that Coutinho replacement, then Liverpool will try everything to make it happen. They will give him as much as what they feel he is worth. They will give Lyon what they feel he's worth. And they, you know, we've got the right people in place to make transfers happen now, because we're making them happen. And we are making these players want to join Liverpool as well. They're not choosing the other teams. I mean, look at Arsenal and that, trying to come in late for Fabinho, as if Arsenal are going to sign a player off Liverpool right now. Are they taking the mick? Like, there's no way that's going to happen. Like, so my way of looking at it is, whoever we go after at the moment, I'm confident if Liverpool and Klopp wants them, we can make that deal happen. But it's whether these rumours are true that we are sitting at the table with them, which I think something's going on there. But do you think someone's going to be announced before the end of the week, Dave? What's your views on that with what we're hearing in the media? Is someone going to be announced, or is everyone just getting caught up in all this because Fabinho was released without anyone knowing about it?
I don't see that there's any names other than Fekir being banded around that we are actually talking to at this moment in time. But having said that, Fabinho came out of the woodwork, and nobody saw that. So yes, it could happen, and it may not happen. Hand on heart, no. But what do I know? It could quite easily happen. Something could happen. I just don't know. I really don't know. I'd like it though. I'd like Fekir by the end of the week. That'd be good. And then maybe Oblak or Alice and the beginning of the next week, and then we can turn it all off and concentrate on the World Cup.
Yeah, that would be lovely if we could do that. I mean, we were talking about this, Dave. I would love for transfers to be done the way Fabinho was done, because people might not realise it, people might not think it because of how I run my YouTube channel, how I talk about all the rumours and stuff with the transfers. They must think, oh, he loves it. He loves talking about it. Yes, I love, you know, signing big players for Liverpool. I love the thought of signing these big players for Liverpool because I'm passionate about Liverpool. But I prefer to not know and then to sign a big player for Liverpool, because then it's like, oh yes, wow, we've just signed a quality player for Liverpool. I don't like all this, like where 1 minute, you know, we're linked with a player and then we're not, then we are, then we're not. I hate that. I prefer the old-fashioned way where it's like Liverpool, you know, could well sign a player, next minute, boom, we've got a quality player in the door. That's the way I prefer it done. Liverpool apparently are doing their business like this now because other teams are starting to take note of Liverpool's transfer policy. Do you believe that that is the case? Do you believe that now, because of the deals like Robertson, because of some of the other players that we're signing, do you think other top clubs are starting to take notice of Liverpool's transfer policy, and that is one of the reasons why Liverpool are doing it quietly? Or do you think it was purely down to what happened with Van Dijk and us getting a slap on the wrist?
Van Dijk was a high-profile one, wasn't it? And I think it kind of shocked the British footballing world and the media as such, because it was so publicised, and it was a very, very sour event. So I think a number of people within the structure at Liverpool must have had a slap on the wrist for that, and I think they've had to sit down and readdress the whole thing and say, you know, get a direction as far as transfers go. The guy that's doing it now is doing an absolute fantastic job. And you only have to look at what happened with Fabinho. But yeah, I think we have to be very careful, and I think other clubs are now looking at what we're doing. Yeah, so we'll have to see. We'll have to see what the future brings. But I think I think it's going to be a very, very, very active summer for us. There's going to be a lot of players. We haven't even touched on players going out yet. And there's going to be a lot of players that are leaving the club. But we're not really so much bothered about that. We just want to know who's coming in and who's going to be the future of the club. So...
yeah, that's the hype at the moment. I mean, we've got the players like Sturridge, that's probably going to leave this summer. Origi's up in the air. You know, is he going to come back? Is he going to stay this window? He's a possible plan B. We've got Robertson and Trent that can put a ball in the box. If we had Origi last year, we could have gained an extra few points in the league for definite, because Origi could have got his head on the ball. But Origi's definitely better than Slanky. So if I want to see, if Origi's not going to be sold in the summer and we was to loan out Slanky or Origi, it's got to be Slanky that goes out on loan for me. But Sturridge is definitely going to be sold. There's other players that be sold. But yeah, I think what we'll do another live stream like this one day where we talk about those players that go out. Yeah. But it is, the hype is around players coming in. Now, speaking about players coming in and being linked with Liverpool, there's one player that is really causing a stir, and there's people that are like, don't be so stupid over this, and there's other people that are like, oh my god, we need him to come in, and that is Dembele at Barcelona. Now, 1 minute Barcelona adamant he's not going anywhere, next minute he's able to go out on loan, next minute it looks like he could be sold, they'll be willing to let him go. What have you seen about this, Dave? Is it rumours? Do you believe these rumours? What are you seeing about Dembele at the moment at Barcelona?
There's a lot going around, and it seems to go through phases, you know, where you'll hear nothing for a couple of days, and then for a couple of days, bang bang, there's another couple of reports. But yeah, as you said, initially it wasn't going anywhere. Then they were prepared to let him go out on loan, but without a buy-on clause. And now it appears that they're happy to listen to offers in the region of about 89 million pounds for him. So it's a lot of money. I think they paid 135 million pounds for him. So again, this is a guy who is very, very highly thought of by Klopp. I think he'd like him at the club, but whether or not Klopp is prepared or Liverpool are prepared to meet the valuation. Now, having said that, you and I were speaking before we went on air. You were saying that Barcelona owe us a lot of money, whether or not it's for the deal with Coutinho or the deal with Coutinho and from Suarez. So they definitely owe us a fair bit of money. So whether or not something could be tied in with that, I think Klopp would like him at the club. I think a lot of people would like him at the club. He is a very attractive attacking player. He's got everything going for him. He's got pace, he's got skill. He'd be a very, very, very good addition to the club. I don't know whether it's on, because a lot of it's coming out of Spain, and Don Ballon is not a highly respected. I wouldn't use the Don Ballon in the toilet, you know. So so we'll see.
Yeah, something that I want to add, he's definitely a talented player. He's definitely one for the future. But something that worries me is his attitude. Something that's been highlighted quite a bit since we've been linked is people that have said that they followed him and stuff say that he's got a bit of an attitude problem. And what we've spoke about quite a bit this season leading up towards the Champions League final is what Klopp's built. The squad that we've got, the team that we've got, they are all very, their attitude is very good. They're very collective. They're all together. They're all very good with the fans as well. They're all very humble. If you add a player like Dembele, now for me, I don't know him personally. I don't know whether he's a dick. I don't know whether he is a really nice lad. I really don't know. I don't know whether he just hasn't found the right place yet. I mean, you just look at Mohamed Salah, for instance. I'm not saying Mohamed Salah's got an attitude problem, but Look at the difference in his form is what I'm saying. He had to find the right home to bring this form out of him. Maybe Dembele has had an attitude problem in the past. He's still young. You know, I was a dick when I was younger. I was an idiot. But as you get older, you do mature. Maybe working with Jurgen Klopp, joining an atmosphere, joining a team like what we've got may, you know, mature him, make him better in that sense. But a lot of people are saying that they wouldn't want him for that reason because he could unsettle things. Now, I don't think Dembele coming in would unsettle the team spirit at all. I think that there's more than enough mature players at Liverpool that would say behave yourself if he was being a bit stupid. But I definitely feel that if he was available, if Barcelona are going to let him go, if Liverpool, you know, are in a good position to say, you owe us money, like, we want our bloody money, we're going to send the boys around to debt collect, give us Dembele for a cut fee, I think that there's room to be able to negotiate a deal there. I do think so. For a player that could end up being a very, very big player in the future, I see that there could be movement in it, but how true these rumours are at the moment, I don't know. Again, it changes like the weather, doesn't it? It really does. 1 minute he's not for sale, next minute he's for loan, next minute they're willing to sell him. What do you believe with this? It's up in the air at the moment for me. But Dembele, it's worth keeping an eye out for anyone that is a fan of his. I think that at least he probably will go on loan in this window. He's not happy at the club. He's not happy with his game time. They have got a wage bill problem at Barcelona. They need to, you know, release some players. There's some other factors to it as well. They do need to release players before they can bring people in as well. So I think Dembele will be one of the players that will at least go out on loan in the summer. So yeah, worth keeping an eye on, guys. Dave, was there anything else that you wanted to add about Dembele, Fekir? Anyone else like that we've spoke about before we get to the comments? If you guys are watching and have got any questions for Dave or for myself, now's the time to put a question in the chat, guys, so that we can get to your comments. Yeah, was there anything else you wanted to add, Dave?
One thing that kind of stands out with the development of what we've seen over the past couple of years, this is the first season I can remember for a good 4 or 5 or 6 years where not one Liverpool player is strongly linked with going out of the club, i.e. a Suarez, a Coutinho. You know, Salah is our number one man, but I think he said after being hauled down by Ramos, if that's the way Real Madrid play, I don't want anything of it. So I think the future is very, very bright for what we're seeing. I'll just throw a couple of questions that I've been reading for you, Dazan. Virgil van Dijk for captain was mentioned a couple of times.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I've said it time and time again. I think next year with, you know, Fabinho coming in, if Henson's not going to play every single game, I think Van Dijk definitely gets the armband for me. I don't think Klopp worries too much about the armband. We saw it where Coutinho got the armband for some games last year, and Klopp was asked about captains and situations like that, and he said he just looked at it who had played the longest for Liverpool. So I don't think Klopp really cares too much about who's captain and things, but if you're looking at who has come in and who dictates to the other players around him and who's got that calming presence, it's got to be Van Dijk. You know, I care about who's captain. Henderson has been wearing that captain's armband with a lot of pride recently in the Champions League. You know, the way leading up to the final, the way he got that Sean Cox banner, the way you saw the passion of what it meant. He showed good captain spirit. But next year, if he's not going to be a main feature throughout the year, if there's a lot of rotation, then yeah, Van Dijk on the pitch. Van Dijk gets that armband for me. But yeah, what about you, Dave? Who would?
Oh yeah, definitely. I think he's definitely going to be the future captain. Yeah, without a doubt. Another question Boo Ryder has said about offloading players. I think you mentioned earlier on that you'll do another video, another YouTube about offloading players.
Yeah, we'll cover that in another one because I think there'll be quite a lot to talk about with that, without obviously this one mainly about people coming in and stuff. So we could do a complete separate video where we talk about who we'd like to see go out and stuff like that, guys.
Blue Tick Gaming said, "Do you think the players we're bringing and the one that are coming next season are they the solution for the team that sits deep? Because that's what we've struggled against, isn't it? We're okay playing the Man Cities and the Arsenals and the Uniteds of the world. It's when not Man United. It's when Man United come and park the bus at Anfield. That's where we struggle, isn't it? So are the players that we're bringing in now, are they going towards the solution for that? I think that's his question.
Yeah, I think so. Like I say, I think I touched on it earlier on where I was saying Fabinho with his penalty record. I think if you bring in someone like Fekir, if not Fekir, someone that is a free kick specialist, it's just bringing in people that can open up a game as well in open play. Someone that's got that bit of a spark, someone that can, really thread the ball, someone that can create something from nothing, but also someone that, can score free kicks. I want to see someone that when we get a free kick just outside the box, that we go, here we go, it's a goal. Because we haven't had that for a while. Coutinho started giving that to us. Suarez definitely used to give that to us. Gerrard back in the day, I used to love watching Gerrard take it. Alonso could hit them, Risa, those sort of players. I used to be like, wow, I used to love watching them take free kicks. Now I look at that team and I just don't think, it's definitely a goal or there's a good chance of getting a goal. So it's those sort of teams that sit back and park back against us. We need people that can score from free kicks as well. So I think Klopp's going to be looking to bring in players like that. And if we do get someone that can score free kicks and things, that will go a long way. That will give us more points in the league as well next year, because those are your sort of players that do give you points. They help you win games, because sometimes it's just impossible. It doesn't matter whether you've got a little Brazilian that can take on 5 players. If you've got 3 centre-backs sitting in front of you as you try and hit the ball at the goal, sometimes you just can't do it all game. It can be annoying. Sometimes you need to win a free kick when you're trying to take it around people, and when your free kick specialist puts it in the top of the corner. That's the sort of player that I think we need to bring in, for me anyway, this window.
We're lacking decent corner takers as well, because whenever I see Milner going over there, I can guarantee the keeper's going to bring it out of the air, because he's not one of the best. Ferno was asking a question, but again, it's about players going out. As Daz said, we're going to. Daz will do another video about players going out. This one's just about those that are coming in for today, guys.
Yep. Yeah, I don't mind. What was Ferno asking now, quickly?
Will Adam Lallana go out?
I just quickly about Adam Lallana. I don't see Lallana going anywhere. I've seen people say about Lallana, will he be loaned out? Will he be sold? Klopp's only just recently spoke about Lallana, and one of his wordings, one of his quotes that he used was, when he played in the last game of the season for that 15-minute spell, Klopp looked at him and went, wow, how have we just played a whole season without Adam Lallana? Yep. That tells me Klopp is not planning on letting Lallana go anywhere.
He's only 30 as well. He's got a good 4 years. He's got a great engine as well, Lallana. So yeah. I can see him going for a long time. Yeah,
I think Lallana's probably not going to be, if we ended up getting the likes of Fekir or someone in, we'll have a lot of rotation next year. We need rotation. I think under Jurgen Klopp, when people say, why is Jurgen Klopp not win finals? I think it's because that high press towards the end of the year, when you've got your cup finals and stuff, the boys always are tired. They're always knackered, because Klopp isn't one of those managers that plays for a team and he's got £600 million worth of players. The bench is full of starters all the time. Klopp doesn't work like that as a manager. But I think if Klopp, had the Man City squad, then Klopp would win a trophy with that squad. Liverpool didn't have a bench against Real Madrid, did they? They just didn't have it because... Nothing. Yeah, exactly. I think if FSG back Klopp in this window, next year he'll be able to rotate a lot, and the likes of Adam Lallana and that, as long as they stay fit throughout the year, those players will be key to us winning something at the end of the year, because we got all the way to the Champions League final. We want to win trophies next year. I think your Lallanas and stuff, they might not be your main player throughout the year, but they are definitely going to help us achieve trophies at the end of the year. So for me, I don't see him going anywhere, to be fair.
Fekir, Pulisic and Lanzini are names that seem to be in the questions. You know, do we think they will come in? Fekir, we talked about earlier on. Lanzini was linked for a while, wasn't he, Daz?
Yeah, Lanzini was linked. What was it? It was a couple of weeks ago, a few weeks ago. He's linked again. He's been linked in the past. I don't personally like the links. I mean, there are some of you that would like to see Lanzini come in. Lanzini is a good football player. He's a lot better at football than me. So, yeah, and it's nothing personal against him. I just look at Lanzini and I think, for a mid-table team, for someone that's trying to get up into the top four, Lanzini would be a good player for them. Now, for me, supporting Liverpool for like 30 years, I want to see Liverpool buy a player that we're not looking at it. Oh, he might do well for us. He could be a quality player. Klopp might make him, a world beater. I don't want a player like that. I want a player that is going to come in and he's going to be that world beater. He's going to come in and he's going to be the best. That's what I want to see. Lanzini could end up being a quality player for Liverpool if we signed him, but for me, I don't like the thought of Lanzini coming in. I don't think he's at the grade that I would like to come in. If he becomes a Liverpool player, I'll back him. I'll back everyone. I've said it. Whoever's a Liverpool player, I will back them. But Lanzini, I'm not too keen on that one. But Pulisic, I rate. I like the links with Pulisic. I also think it doesn't matter how much we pay for Pulisic. FSG buy him, and within a month, that money's back because he's FSG's poster boy.
Shirt sales in the US.
Yeah, they will sell ridiculous amounts of shirts. They will everything. The sponsorship deals, it would be ridiculous. So yeah, Pulisic has been a target for Liverpool for a long time. If we manage to get him in the door, I think he's a quality player as well. He's not going to demand first team football because of his age. He seems very mature. Doesn't seem to have an attitude problem. I don't see a problem with trying to sign Pulisic. I'm not saying that Lanzini's got an attitude problem or whatever, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. Like I say,
I don't see Lanzini, to be honest. I could see him as a squad player, but I think coming from West Ham, where he's been the focal point, he's not going to be a bit part player at Liverpool, is he?
No, and is he better than Lallana? Is he better than Gini Wijnaldum? I don't think he is. Gini Wijnaldum is a different player to Lanzini because some people say he's better than Gini, but Gini does a different job to what Lanzini would do at Liverpool. And I think we need a Gini in the squad. I don't think we need a Lanzini, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think we should get a higher class player than Lanzini. I don't want to see Lanzini come in. I'd rather see a Fekir or someone a bit better. But Lanzini's got Premier League experience. Fekir hasn't, so I do see some of the arguments there, guys. I'm not just fully saying no, I don't want him. I'm just saying I don't think he's the right player that we should be targeting.
Yeah, another player that was mentioned in the questions there was Jorginho, the defensive midfield player. But a bit of news on that. I've seen reports that he and Mahrez are all but agreed with Man City. They're waiting on an announcement. So yeah. Jorginho and Mahrez to Man City. Yeah,
they look like they're done, don't they?
Yep.
The prices that they're paying for them players. I mean, we've just signed Fabinho for how much? I think I've seen how much people are putting the prices that Liverpool have signed the players that we've got recently and how much other teams are paying for their players. Liverpool's transfer business has been top draw recently. I'm over the moon with it, to be honest. I was going to say, we touched on Zaha, didn't we? Did we speak about Zaha?
No, we haven't. No.
Right, because I was going to say we did put it down about Zaha, obviously at Crystal Palace. What's your views on it? Would you like Zaha to come to Liverpool? Do you think he's good? We're talking about Lanzini. Is Zaha good enough to come in? Everyone's talking about we need, backup for those front three. Would Zaha make the cut at Liverpool as a backup?
I don't know, because We have to look at what we've got and bringing in a few players now. I think we've had a number of injuries this season that have cost us dear. We've had a thin squad, then we've had a number of injuries. But you look at next season for our midfield three. You've got Fabinho, Henderson, Milner, Wijnaldum, Oxlade-Chamberlain, Lallana can play there. So there's 6 players to rotate for 3. Then up front, maybe Fekir. Again, Ox could go in there. Firmino, Salah. We've got an abundance. And that's not talking about the fringe players. What about Grujic? Grujic went out to Cardiff and he was their best player last season. Marco Grujic. He's 6'3", he's a tank, and he's had an absolute fantastic season. Now, again, it appears that he may be going out to someone like Newcastle. Great, but he's not going to want to do that forever. And he's an international player. So we have players, again, in the comments I saw earlier, oh God, his name's, and I know him as well, the Welsh lad, oh God, the Welsh midfield young lad, and his name. No, not him. I'll have to shout the wife. Anyway, we've got players in midfield that can play and are on the fringe. So
yeah,
I'm going to have to think of his name now. My wife actually worked with his mum. I'm looking at it. See if someone's going to know that.
I'm looking at
Harry Wilson. There you go.
See.
Yes.
I was waiting for him to say it in the chat. I was reading all the comments. I'm up. I'm trying to read some of the questions because I wanted to answer some of the questions. Go on, carry on, my friend.
My wife worked with his mum up until about 3 months ago. So, but Harry Wilson's there. There's lots of players. That are there, so I don't think we need to bring many more people. So I'll have to get back to you about what's happening with Harry because I've not heard a great deal at the moment.
Yeah. Sam says, Daz, mate, I've got a question for you, so I'll ask it to you as well, Dave. What are you more excited about, the World Cup or Liverpool's transfer business? So for me personally, I don't know. Of course, Liverpool is my club. The World Cup, I should be more patriotic about England, but they always seem to let me down. So, I don't know. Of course, I'm more keen on who Liverpool bring in because if it means that we win the Premier League soon, then it's got to be Liverpool transfer business. But I would love to see England have a decent World Cup this year. So, I don't know. I'm torn. What about you, Dave?
Give me Fekir and Oblak. By this time next week, and I'll gladly watch the World Cup in peace.
Yeah, that's a good answer. Boo Rider says, what players do you want as backups for the front three? So, is there a player in particular that's out there that is screaming out to you? If you could pick one player that you would say, right, he can cover that front three nicely.
Yeah, Fekir. Fekir can rotate, can't he? You'll have the 4 players there with Adam Lallana, with Oxlade-Chamberlain. That's 6 players. It is. That's good counting. That can rotate around those positions. So bring in Fekir, and we're going to be massive next season. Yeah.
A few of the guys are saying Naby Keita because Naby Keita is a Liverpool player. So
Naby. Yeah.
Big player for Liverpool next year. Obviously, we're talking about the transfers. What a signing Naby Keita was for Liverpool. Where do you see us next season? Do you think Naby Keita and Fabinho definitely are 2 starters? If it's first game in the season, say, first game in the Premier League, Naby Keita is definitely starting for me. Does Fabinho start? Who else joins them? Forget about Fekir and stuff. Who we got at the moment? We know Naby Keita and Fabinho's there. Who would join them in midfield for you at the moment?
Henderson.
So it's got to be Henderson.
Yeah, I think so. I think, unless we can guarantee that Fekir's going to come in, I don't think Fekir will start the first game. I do think Fabinho and Keita will. So, I think Jordan Henderson, he's still a captain. And I don't think that will change for the next season. I think potentially Hendo will be phased out. As much as we like him, he's an excellent pro. But if you want to go on to the next level, then unfortunately you've got to cut your losses and you've got to say, yeah, it's time to move on. But for now, I think Hendo's going to be the captain next season, and he should start. He should be in the team.
Yeah, yeah. For me, see, I would have said Chambo would start, but obviously with his injury, that stops him. So no. So I would say maybe Lallana. For me, I'm hoping that he's fully fit for the beginning of the season. He's not with England's World Cup squad, so hopefully he's fully fit and ready. I think having him in midfield, you know, two-footed, Klopp spoke about the best two-footed player he's ever seen. Yeah. I think he would be really good. I mean, if you've got Fabinho sitting there as a holder, Naby is a box-to-box beast, and having Lallana as that player that can really open up teams, that would be my three to start. But as always, guys, let us know what your three would be. People are saying that we forgot about Naby, but I don't see how we forgot about Naby at all, because we never said that we're talking about Naby. So anyway, best signings: Oblak, Gimez, Fekir, Ayew. Yes. Right. I think that pretty much covers what I wanted to talk about with transfers today. Was there anything else you wanted to add, Dave?
No, I'm just glad to see that the numbers are climbing, watching the streams now live. It's very encouraging. Please, guys, make sure that you get out and bring your friends. Let everyone know. We've got a Facebook page that we use. It's the same address. Register, get on there, link it, share it, tell everyone.
Yeah, spread the love, spread the Liverpool love.
Spread the love.
I love it. I think that was about it. For those, there's a question there that Musk is saying about Buvac. There's nothing on Buvac at the moment, guys. As soon as there is, I will update you on it. Ferno saying Dembele and Wilson as our backup wingers and Origi as a backup striker. Fekir can also play striker. 22 goals this season. Yes, I love that. Definitely. Got a question, says blue tick. So yeah, just a couple more then, guys. I mean, we are going to have to get off. What do you guys think of Ryan Brewster? I think he's an absolute quality player. Just got to wait and see what he does. See whether he signs a contract or not. By the way, the petition is at 500,000. That's brilliant, Matthew. That is absolutely brilliant. I see people saying that it's petty. It's not petty at all, is it? Let's face it. Blue tip, my question is, we are focusing on attacking midfielders a lot. Don't you think we are forgetting that our defence is bad without Virgil van Dijk? It is, and I do agree that we need to add some more defensive-minded players, but at the same time, Klopp was speaking about Gomez as a centre-back. Also, Lovren has done really, really well. I think I want to be more respectful to Lovren in a sense. If he can do that against Real Madrid in the final, I don't think the scoreline does justice to how good our defence was. You know, I don't see us signing a centre-back, to be honest now, guys. I really don't. But if Klopp was to sign a centre-back, then that would be good. But I think a lot of the targets out there, I don't really see us spending massive on a centre-back. I really don't. That's probably why me and Dave haven't brought up about centre-backs in this one, because there's not too much to go about to do with centre-backs at the moment, my friend. We don't have a full midfield till Fekir is over the line. Who is the Fekir alternative? For me,
maybe it's Dembele.
Yeah, for me, Klopp likes to mess with players. He likes to change position. So Dembele, Klopp could see him as an attacking midfielder. If Fekir fails, I did say it before that Thomas Lemar was that backup. Apparently, we're not going to sign Thomas Lemar now. So that tells me that Fekir something more may have happened. But if not, then you've got the Dembele out there. That Lanzini rumour was there, wasn't it? But someone else along the lines, or it could be someone that we haven't seen yet, you know. I'm not panicking too much about Fekir, but if there's not, who else would there be? I don't know. Pulisic, Blue Tick says.
Yeah,
Pulisic is also there. Yeah, that's very true. It's a good shout there, guys. Right. I'm going to have to go now, guys, because I want to go and spend some quality family time, and I'm sure Dave's got to get off as well. He's got his little one with him. That's because it's on at a good time. Lol. Yes. What's happening with Klopp's system? We don't know at the moment, boo. Right, guys, that's it. Thank you for joining me tonight, Dave. It's been an absolute pleasure having you on. Hopefully you lot have enjoyed the live stream. Talking about transfers, we did do quite a long one. We've done it over an hour, so that was mad. But as always, don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you're a Liverpool supporter and you enjoy keeping up to date with daily transfer rumours, gossip, done deals, and all of the news surrounding Liverpool Football Club, you're in the right place. So hit the subscribe button, tick the bell notification. Love a lot of yous. You're all legends. Take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of your days. Thank you for your questions. Hopefully we answered the best that we could. I've been on the bench, LFC. Dave's been Dave. All right, Dave.
Take care, guys.
Take care. Thank you. Speak to you soon. See you in the next one.